Mulholland Drive wasn't born, it was resurrected. What began as a doomed TV pilot was condemned by ABC as dead in the water. Executives buried it, Lynch walked away, and Hollywood moved on. But the story twisted, just like the film itself. A French gamble, eerie coincidences, and brutal rejections dragged it back from the grave and turned it into a masterpiece. Tonight, we'll reveal 20 hidden facts, accidents, secrets, and nightmares that shaped Mulholland Drive. And the bonus fact? It's the kind of story that lingers long after the credits fade. Fact number 1, the twist wasn't in the script. The devastating Diane versus Camilla reality twist, it wasn't part of the original pilot. Lynch only wrote this mind-bending reveal after ABC's brutal rejection, when he had to reshape his failed TV show into a feature film. The entire second half, the part that makes your brain melt, was born from network disappointment. What started as linear television storytelling became a psychological labyrinth purely by accident. The twist that defines the movie didn't exist until Lynch had to salvage his dead dream. Sometimes the best art comes from the worst circumstances.
Get out of the car.
Fact number 2, French saviors rescued a dead dream. After ABC trashed the pilot, Mulholland Drive was literally rotting in studio vaults. Enter Studio Canal, the French production company that saw gold in America's garbage. They bought the abandoned footage and funded Lynch's vision to complete it as a feature film. Without French intervention, this masterpiece would still be collecting dust on a shelf. The irony? Hollywood rejected what Europe recognized as genius. Studio Canal didn't just save a movie, they rescued what critics now call the greatest film of the 21st century. France understood Lynch before America did.
What are you talking about?
An open mind. You're in the process of recasting your lead actress, and we're asking you to keep an open mind.
Fact number 3, locked in a vault, forgotten. After ABC's rejection, the original pilot footage literally sat gathering dust in studio vaults like buried treasure. Lynch assumed it would never see daylight again, just another Hollywood casualty left to decay. The network suits wrote it off completely, convinced they dodged a bullet by canceling such unmarketable content. For months, this future masterpiece existed only as reels of forgotten film in a dark storage room. Lynch had moved on, accepting defeat, until that unexpected call from France changed everything. The vault became a time capsule of abandoned genius.
You're in both dreams, and you're scared. I get even more frightened when I see how afraid you are, and then I realize what it is. There's a man in back of this place. He's the one who's doing it. I can see him through the wall.
Fact number 4, ABC hated even the dog poop. Network executives didn't just dislike the pilot, they found fault with everything, including a close-up shot of dog poop on the street. They compiled a list of complaints: too confusing, too dark, actors too old, too much smoking, and yes, literal dog waste. The suits declared it dead in the water before the credits rolled. This wasn't constructive criticism, it was complete rejection of Lynch's artistic vision. The network that gave America wholesome family entertainment couldn't comprehend surreal nightmare logic. Even excrement became grounds for cancellation.
Unless, of course, I'm discovered and become a movie star. Well, of course, I'd rather be known as a great actress than a movie star. But, you know, sometimes people end up being both, so that is, I guess you'd say, sort of why I came here.
Fact number 5, the butchered cut that won't die. Lynch was forced to deliver a sanitized pilot version for ABC, stripped of his darker impulses. He called this compromised cut butchered and publicly disowned it, refusing to acknowledge its existence. But bootleg VHS tapes of this alternate version still circulate among collectors and film scholars today. These forbidden copies show different edits, lost subplots, and scenes that never made the theatrical release. It's become underground cinema archaeology, a glimpse into what Mulholland Drive could have been as mainstream television. The butchered version haunts Lynch's legacy like a ghost.
I'm fine.
This is the girl.
Don't show me this fucking thing here.
It's just an actress's photo resume. Everybody's got one.
Fact number 6, the scene Watts nearly refused. During the infamous masturbation scene, Naomi Watts reached her breaking point. The emotional vulnerability required was unlike anything she had ever attempted: raw, humiliating, and terrifyingly intimate. As the cameras rolled, she froze, whispering to David Lynch in near tears, "I can't do this." Many directors would have cut, pressured, or demanded, but Lynch simply waited. He said nothing, offering her silence and patience until she felt safe enough to continue. That moment of near refusal transformed into a performance so authentic that critics and audiences still praise it today. Sometimes, the very scenes actors fear most become their defining triumphs.
Wilkins, if that damn dog craps in the courtyard one more time, I'm just gonna bake his little butt for breakfast. You don't have any pets, do you?
Oh, no, I don't.
Well, they're allowed. I just don't like them here for obvious reasons.
Fact number 7. Crash before the crash. Laura Harring crashed her car on the way to meet Lynch for the first time, eerily mirroring her character, Rita's opening accident in the film. Life was already imitating art before cameras even rolled. Shaken but determined, Harring still made the meeting, probably with the same disoriented vulnerability her character would later embody. Lynch took this as a cosmic sign that she was meant for the role. The real crash became preparation for the fictional one, blurring the line between Harring's experience and Rita's trauma. Fate cast her before Lynch did.
No one's home.
Yes?
Diane?
Number 17.
But it said number 12.
I switched apartments with. She's in 17, down at the end on the left. But she hasn't been around for a few days.
Oh, we'll leave her a note.
Fact number 8. Watts on the edge of quitting. Naomi Watts was broke, heartbroken, and ready to abandon Hollywood forever when Lynch's call saved her career at the literal last moment. She'd been rejected so many times that she was packing to leave Los Angeles permanently. The Mulholland Drive audition was her final shot before giving up on acting completely. Lynch saw something in her desperation that other directors missed: authentic vulnerability that couldn't be faked. Her real-life despair became Diane's fictional anguish. Without this role, one of cinema's greatest actresses would have disappeared into obscurity.
I was afraid of that.
She wants to know who's staying in her apartment.
It's just for a night or two, until she finds her own place. I tried to explain that to Aunt Ruth, but the connection was bad and her plane was leaving, and she got it all mixed up. I kept telling her that it was my friend Rita, and she kept saying she didn't know any Ritas.
Fact number 9. Casting by photograph. Lynch often cast actors by staring at headshots until one mysteriously spoke to him through psychic connection. Laura Harring was chosen within hours of Lynch seeing her photograph. No audition tape, no screen test, just pure instinct. He claimed her image communicated the right energy frequency for Rita's enigmatic presence. This wasn't traditional casting. It was almost supernatural selection based on photographic aura. Lynch trusted his subconscious more than industry standards. Sometimes the camera captures souls before meeting faces.
Hello?
Someone maybe shut off my money.
I know. Where are you, Adam?
Sorry, what do you mean you know?
Somebody called. When they couldn't get you, they told me you were as good as broke. I didn't believe them, so I made a few calls.
Fact number 10. Red-eye love scenes. Laura Harring flew overnight from Canada, specifically to film the intimate bedroom sequences with Watts, then immediately flew back the same day. The jet lag and exhaustion weren't obstacles. They were perfect for the role. Her bone-deep weariness gave Rita that dreamlike, floating vulnerability Lynch needed. The red-eye flight became method acting, blending real disorientation with fictional amnesia. Harring's physical exhaustion translated into emotional authenticity on screen. Sometimes the best performances come from actors too tired to hide.
Should be around here. That's it. Up there. Does it look familiar?
Don't stop.
What is it? What do you see?
Those men in front in the car.
Do you know him?
Fact number 11. The jump scare that won't fade. Patrick Fischler walked onto the set of Mulholland Drive, thinking it would be just another day, another small part. His character sits in a diner, nervously recounting a dream about something lurking behind the building. Simple enough, he thought. But when the cameras rolled and Lynch staged the reveal, a grotesque figure leaping out from behind Winkies, Fischler had no idea he was part of what would become one of the most infamous jump scares in film history. The scene scarred audiences so deeply that, even 2 decades later, strangers still stop him on the street to talk about it, sometimes even reenacting the moment. What felt like a routine job became his permanent legacy, the unwilling messenger of cinematic terror. Fact number 12. Pain so raw, the crew applauded. When Naomi Watts delivered her devastating breakdown during the audition scene, something unprecedented happened on Lynch's typically quiet set. The entire crew spontaneously burst into thunderous applause, many with tears streaming down their faces. unable to control their emotional response. Her performance was so authentically painful that hardened film professionals, people who'd seen everything, couldn't maintain their usual detached professionalism. The raw anguish was too real to ignore, too powerful to dismiss as mere acting. Even Lynch, notorious for his stoic, sphinx-like demeanor during filming, was visibly moved by Watts' complete commitment to Diane's crushing despair. The spontaneous ovation wasn't planned. It was pure human recognition of witnessing something extraordinary and heartbreaking unfold before their eyes.
What's your name?
Betty.
Yeah, Betty. Look, you don't rush it. I don't rush it, okay? Now, we're gonna play this nice and close, just like in the movies, okay? Dad's best friend goes to work.
You're still here.
I came back. Thought that's what you wanted.
Nobody wants you here.
Really?
Fact number 13, a private song that changed everything. Rebecca Del Rio's unplanned Llorando performance completely floored Lynch during a casual meeting. Her voice was so haunting that he built the entire Club Silencio sequence around her Spanish cover of Roy Orbison's Crying. What started as a simple audition became the film's emotional centerpiece. Lynch restructured major plot points just to showcase her ethereal vocals. Del Rio's voice didn't just get her cast, it rewrote the movie. Sometimes, spontaneous art redirects entire narratives.
Yo estaba bien por un tiempo, volviendo a sonreír. Luego anoche te vi.
Fact number 14, Walk Like a Kitty Cat. Lynch's direction to Laura Harring was beautifully bizarre. Walk like a kitty cat. No explanation, no context, just that enigmatic instruction delivered with Lynch's trademark deadpan certainty. Harring was completely baffled by this abstract command, standing there confused, unsure how feline movement could possibly apply to her mysterious amnesiac character. She even asked for clarification, but Lynch just stared with those intense eyes and repeated, like a kitty cat. But something magical happened when she embraced the absurdity. Lynch's unconventional guidance bypassed all intellectual acting choices, tapping directly into pure physical instinct and animal magnetism. The kitty cat walk became Rita's signature movement, mysterious, fluid, predatory, and slightly dangerous. Sometimes the weirdest directorial instructions produce cinema's most unforgettable, iconic performances.
The two of you are alone, and it's real comfortable. Like you've known each other forever. Even if you don't say anything, it's real comfortable.
Hank, can you just clear the set? It's just, there's too many people around here. Let's get this worked out.
Fact number 15, sound as a weapon. Lynch's sound team weaponized audio against audiences, recording room hums, distant sirens, and strategic near silences. They would drop sound to complete nothing, then slam it back at maximum volume to physically jolt viewers. This wasn't background noise. It was psychological manipulation through sonic assault. The sound design attacked audiences' nervous systems directly, bypassing rational thought to trigger primal fear responses. Lynch understood that ears could be more powerful than eyes for creating dread.
There was an accident. You wouldn't tell me anything else, but that was your accident, Rita. I just know it was. Maybe there's something about it in the papers. Come on, I'll buy you a cup of coffee and we can...
Maybe it happened so late it's not in today's paper.
There's nothing. Not that I can see.
Fact number 16, from trash to treasure. What television executives once dismissed as unmarketable garbage is now celebrated as one of the greatest films of the 21st century. International critics' polls consistently place Mulholland Drive at the very top, calling it a defining masterpiece of modern cinema. The same executives who stamped it dead in the water couldn't have been more wrong. In trying to bury what they saw as confusing and unsellable, they accidentally rejected a film that would outlive them, outshine their instincts, and become a cornerstone of film schools around the world. Television executives' worst miscalculation became Lynch's ultimate triumph. Sometimes, the trash a corporation throws away becomes treasure for the rest of the world. Fact number 17, the Nightmare Club became real. Years after the film's success, Lynch opened an actual private nightclub in Paris called Silencio, directly modeled after the movie's eerie venue. The fictional club that haunted audiences became a real space where artists gather in mysterious darkness. Lynch brought his cinematic nightmare into physical reality, complete with red curtains and theatrical staging. Visitors can experience the movie's atmosphere firsthand. The boundary between Lynch's fictional and real worlds dissolved completely when Silencio opened its actual doors.
No, that's it. I think you're going to enjoy your espresso this time. I've done quite a bit of research, knowing how hard you are to please. This one comes highly recommended.
What's the photo for?
It's a recommendation.
Fact number 18. Actors still haunted. Patrick Fischler says strangers approach him weekly about the diner scene, while Naomi Watts admits that Diane's crushing despair still lingers somewhere in her psyche. The roles didn't end when filming wrapped. They became permanent psychological residents. Fischler can't escape his accidental horror legacy, forever recognized as the man who delivered cinema's most effective jump scare. Watts carries Diane's emotional weight years later. Lynch's characters don't just exist in movies. They inhabit their actors' souls permanently.
It's the second one I've had, but they're both the same. They start out that I'm in here, but it's not day or night. It's kind of half night, you know? But it looks just like this, except for the light. And I'm scared like I can't tell you.
Fact number 19. The cowboy wasn't an actor. The chilling cowboy who delivers cryptic threats was played by Monty Montgomery, a film producer with zero acting training. Lynch cast him purely on mysterious instinct, seeing something unsettling in Montgomery's natural presence. This wasn't method acting. It was a non-actor channeling genuine menace through pure authenticity. Montgomery's lack of theatrical training made his performance more disturbing because it felt completely real. Sometimes the most frightening characters come from people who aren't trying to act scary.
Man's attitude goes some ways, the way his life will be. Is that something you might agree with?
Sure.
Now, did you answer because that's what you thought I wanted to hear?
Fact number 20. Bootlegs for the brave. Film collectors still secretly trade VHS copies of the original scrapped pilot, treating them like forbidden cinematic archaeology. Scholars obsessively dissect the differences between pilot and feature versions, analyzing lost subplots and alternate character arcs. These bootleg tapes have become underground treasures more valuable than official releases. The rejected pilot developed its own cult following among Lynch devotees desperate to see every frame. Academic film programs study these forbidden versions to understand Lynch's creative evolution from television failure to cinematic genius.
Oh, I thank you, Betty. And I really mean that sincerely. I mean, it was extraordinary. You've done your aunt proud today, and I am going to tell her that first chance I get.
Bonus fact. When Laura Harring walked into her audition for Mulholland Drive, David Lynch gave her just one instruction: no makeup. She showed up completely barefaced, nervous and unsure, expecting to read lines or perform. Instead, Lynch said nothing. He simply stared at her in total silence for what felt like an eternity. Then, without explanation, he slowly nodded and whispered, "Good." Good Harring left the room shaken, convinced she had either blown it or experienced something mystical. What she didn't know was that the day before, she had survived a real car crash on Mulholland Drive, the exact way her character's story begins. Harring later admitted she believed fate itself had chosen her for the role. It started as ABC's biggest mistake, but somehow, that rejected disaster became the 21st century's greatest film. Lynch turned network failure into artistic triumph, proving that sometimes the best art comes from the worst circumstances. If you're into strange movie secrets and the weird psychology behind Hollywood's greatest mysteries, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started with the stories they don't want you to know.